Good morning, evening, noon, whatever time you're watching, and welcome to Things Theater. My name is PJ John, your program jockey for the day. Some of you may or may not know me from my reviews of Obscurities. And if you do, you probably have seen my Treetown review, and know all about the joys of Treetown. But, what you may or may not know about is the Bittles. The Bittles was a television series that was produced and aired by YTV sometime in the early 2000s and was later moved to Trios TV where it aired till at least 2008. The series was about a team of puppets carrying out a heavy-duty operation to turn stories into books. The four main characters consisted of Kama, who handled the words, Lolly, the artist who painted the pictures, Rocco, the foreman of the book construction site, and of course, the Grump, who is the reluctant backbone of this book-building operation. The show was widely considered to be lost, aside from the one screenshot you've been staring at formerly found on the Trios TV website, until at last a user on the Lost Media Wiki by the name of Crumbelievable posted an article looking for any information on the Bittles and another old YTV show called Chip in Orbit. Then earlier this year, another user named RyanVo2000 posted this screen cap from Twitter, revealing to those who don't have the Trios app for the iOS that the Bittles is currently available on there for streaming. And so began an epic quest by Lost Media activists to find someone with the technology to record or rip these episodes from the app. Something that's proving quite difficult thanks to how careful Apple is with screen recording software. I myself do not have some sort of complex iOS recording device, however, I do have a camera. And in preparation for this video, I bought a subscription to the Treehouse app and actually recorded an episode of the Bittles. Show. Wow, I mean, I know I'm probably the biggest fan of early Trios TV out there, but there's no way this theme song won't get stuck in your head for hours, maybe even days after you hear it. Honestly, this theme beats out every other Trios classic I can think of. Yes, even Treetown and Ants in Your Pants. Believe me, that is very hard for me to say. The fact is simply that the Bittles is one of the best shows classic Trios had to offer. And of course we got all the staples of this early programming, like the use of puppetry for example, and that special feeling you get in the pit of your stomach that you get when you watch it. Or is that just me?
Well, what are you doing down there? Did you hear all the great noises? Bumping and whooshing?
I heard them.
Well, why are you hiding?
Wait now,
I heard
that
the
voice
noises.
sounds
The scary
familiar.
noises.
Scary?
Is that...
Oh,
No, it
you're
couldn't be.
scared. That's
Kush? What are you doing here? Yup, Kama is played by Jeff Sweeney, the guy who played Kush and several other Trios favorites. I'm pretty sure he still does some work for Trios, in the form of voiceover for some commercials, but don't quote me on that. It's probably safe to assume the rest of the people behind the Trios classics were also behind the Bittles. It's hard to say when exactly this was made, but the copyright date at the end of the episode translates to 2003. If this is correct, it means that this could be the last thing the original team worked on. Except for probably Foursquare. Ew. Like the rest of the Trios classics, the puppetry of the Bittles gives even the likes of the Muppets a run for their money. Unlike some other low-budget puppet productions, there wasn't one time I noticed flawed puppetry while watching this episode. Now granted, most of the episode is taken up by the two featured Kids Can Press books. For the episode I watched, it was Finders Keepers for Franklin and Elliot Moose's Noisy Night. These portions are told in a calming yet engaging narration by the puppets. For both the stories I heard, Kama was narrating, but I can't really confirm that it's always him. Like the physical books themselves, the art is drawn beautifully and the segments they've chosen to animate work wonderfully with the illustrations. This concept kind of reminds me of reading Rainbow, but to be honest I like this better and I wouldn't dream of calling it a ripoff. During and after the reading of the story, the puppets teach the moral. Oftentimes not even realizing it themselves, and do so in a way that kids are able to understand without dumbing it down too much. There's just no other way to say it. This show was great, which makes it all the more sad that it's so poorly documented. I don't even think it has a Wikipedia page. It's a show lost in time that actually made it back to the air in some way. As of right now, it's available on the Trios app along with a vast variety of Trios programming, old and new, for about $9 a month. Did I mention Ants in Your Pants is here? That's really cool. No Treetown or Crazy quote though. How long will it be before these classics are pulled from the app? Lord knows how long they've been on there, and sadly the app is only available in Canada, so American children can't enjoy this great show. The sad truth about Canadian television is that it's only the bad apples that ever really get noticed or remembered by anyone. The Bittles is a great children's series, Canadian or not. I just think it's sad that we're known for our rape whistle ads and not the classic television that so many Canadians grew up with. All I can do is thank Trios from the bottom of my heart for streaming the Bittles and Ants in Your Pants to their official app. It's not entirely what I had in mind, but it sure is a start. Here's hoping that this continues and they add even more of their classic library soon. If not, at least we have the comfort of knowing they picked one of the best shows from the library and a severely underappreciated one. I hope this means countless kids can enjoy the Bittles for years to come. After all, having the Bittles be a show that escapes its own obscurity would be a blessing to all of us. That's all the time we have today for Things Theater. I hope you enjoyed, and most of all, I hope you learned a little something about this little known Canadian gem. Of course, I'll be seeing you around the channel, and remember, Bittles build books best.